was on fire, but you let me burn. You got me wired, now there's no return. No, you took my heart, you took my soul. Rip me to pieces, let it all go. My heart was on fire, but you let me burn. You got me wired, now there's no return. No, you took my heart, you took my soul. Rip me to pieces, let it all go.
How is everybody doing today? It is a balmy afternoon here in Florida. And as usual, it's hot. It's 83 degrees, partly cloudy outside. And, well, I'm glad to be a hermit inside and designing. It's slowly cooling down to a brisk 77 here in the shop. And, we're gonna get hanging. This one's gonna be interesting. It's actually half a personal project and half a project for a friend. But we will get to that in just a second. So let me bring in Big Grant so we can talk about it. How's everybody doing? Even Greenfield's busy today. Interesting. I see Greenfield. Greenfield was knocked off of its bed by Victoria, and Greenfield is no longer in my possession. So no cat for today. But yes, Reticle up, hosted by 3Gun Kenzie. This is actually for you. We are going to be making some awesome parts for you. 3Gun Kenzie is a friend of mine. I'm actually part of the Domi Station Network, where she is a mentor, and we have kind of bonded over marketing and a couple of other things that I choose not to talk about all that publicly. However, she's got a particular problem, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute. We're going to wait for a few people to join us, and then we're going to start talking about it. Victoria did get jealous, Allison. It's a shame. Victoria's actually been sleeping in her people bed most of the day, which is actually a 1900s era doll bed that I won at a, auction, charity auction. And I still remember the look on those people's faces when I told them what I was going to use the bed for, and they were very, very not okay. Anyways, we got Crab Rave done, and I know that's what half of you come here for, so let's hop right into Fusion, and let's get down to it. Alright, we got Little Grant up now. We are taking a look at some of our design constraints. So, this product is, and I'm going to try to spell this out to you without showing you, because showing you is a little bit weird. But this is for someone that does 3-gun. 3-gun is 3 different types of guns in a competition. Just deal with it. It's an American thing, Allison, alright? I know you're going to ask me about it. It's an American thing. Don't worry about it. But when you start the competition, all firearms must be unloaded, particularly the pistol. However, that magazine that goes into the pistol first does not need to be in a holster. And it is tradition that a lot of the shooters put them on magnetic holsters. However, the magnetic holsters have a few weird problems. One, the dude that makes them kind of sucks. Very expensive, and from what I could tell, didn't know what he was doing on Etsy. So, Kenzie made her own that is literally just some magnets. I'm going to post the link to the magnets in the chat that she is using so you guys can get an idea. She's got 2 of these magnets stacked vertically like this that she can then place her magazine onto, because these are all about speed. So literally, when she is going to reload, she's letting the magazine fall out of the gun, grabbing another one and reloading it. And the next person that goes around, yeah, you know, they pick them up, right? So she is slapping other people's magazines onto this holster. But the problem is, you get metal shavings and you stick to crap, and it's a real pain in the ass. I have this same problem with these flashlights, and if I had to... Did Grant bring a piece of steel? Maybe. Is this steel? No, that's aluminum. Is this steel? Ha! Steel! See? The magnet has a damn it. The light has a magnetic tail cap to it, which is great if you need to stick it on something and shine light down so you can have spooky... Well, that doesn't work. Here, I'll put it on the table here. So you can have really spooky talks about spooky things. God, this isn't... There. Spooky talks doing spooky things. Anyways. Kenzie got me the magnets, so we are going to make some covers for them. And the idea here... I don't know if things are... Okay, look. It's a deburring tool, and the handle's aluminum. I thought it was going to be steel, but it is not. The actual tool is made of steel, but wasn't enough for the light to hold on to. But the idea is this steel like cricket? I'm so confused, Justin, but alright, you know, sure. Anyways, we are going to design some covers, right? And then that way, if she gets any metal shavings, any BS on them, you can pull the covers off. And because, yes, the magnets are powerful, but they're not that powerful, the parts will just fall off of them. And we're totally fine. So she actually sent me some design specifications. The diameter is 1.5 inches. The thickness is 1/4 inch. And the space between the magazine and the slide plate. The slide plate is what she uses to take this thing on and off. It's all quick release. Basically, it's awesome American magic. It's the easiest way to describe this stuff. and it's slightly under 3/8 of an inch. So we're going to keep all of that in regard. I'm going to pull this off of your screen, and we're going to get into actually doing the design work right now. So what we first want to do is we want to create our new sketch. We're going to scroll up to the top, because again, this is, no, we're going to do it on the side. So there are two different ways that you can do this. There is the easy way and the hard way, and I have been trying to do things a lot less of the hard way and a lot more of the easy way. So what my technique is going to be here is I'm going to draw the outline of what I want and then revolve it around a center post. Once we're able to accomplish that, we should be okay. Now this thing is going to fit reasonably loose, so it's going to have about a 0.5 millimeter worth of play, but it's going to have a detent that will lock it. And since I know that there is slightly under 3/8 of an inch between the magnet and the slide plate, I'm going to make sure that that ball, or that round, doesn't get in the way. So we're going to go ahead and get this design. We might add in some reliefs. It just really depends on how often she needs to remove it. Kenzie, if you're still hanging out, how often do you think you're going to be removing this plastic part? If you're going to be removing it all the time, we might end up looking at putting in some relief cuts, or I can make it really loose so it doesn't stick on all that much. Because remember, when you pull the magazine off, it's not gonna take the plastic part with it, right? The plastic part is non-ferrous, so we shouldn't have a problem there. But let's go ahead and start and get our base dimension set out here. So we know it needs to be about 3/8 of an inch out. Yes, I agree, Justin. TPU might be a good print. Then we can add our relief cuts. My only concern is that sometimes TPU doesn't go back to exactly the same place that it was. So it'd have to be a little bit thicker than normal. All the time-ish, probably yes. Not really loose, though. I'll lose it. Thankfully, these are not going to be expensive, so even if that happens, that's not a problem. And you sent me your logo, which I should pull up because I want to make sure that we can put that in there. So let me bring up my email so I can grab that. Give me just a second. Because I was hoping that I was going to get an Illustrator file, but unfortunately I didn't. My whole plan was to actually embed your logo into it, but we're going to cheat. And we're going to potentially do it the hard way. Kenzie, do you want reticle up, or do you want the fire-breathing dragon thing? Let me know. All right, let's hit it. All right, so we know we need to make... No, Fusion, don't do this to me. So we need to make this dimension 1/2 of 3/8 of an inch. Oh, hang tight. Oh, cool. All right. Preferably DXF. If you have it in DXF, that's what I really, really want. Because DXF I can put right in here and makes my life really, really easy. So 3/8 of an inch should be 0.325, but I'm just going to do it the hard way. So 3 divided by 8 times 1 inch. We're going to do all of this divided by 2. There we go. This thing's real tiny. Grant, you started the wrong way. Don't do that. No, we're starting with... Where is the thing? Diameter is 1.5 inches, so it's 0.75 inches. We have to get our diameter set, because the diameter is what is... This is what constrains everything else. Now, I should have made this a construction, which is X for construction line. And now nothing can go outside unless you are talking about material thickness. So... we know that we want to make this a little bit big. So we're going to do it deliberately. So we're going to go here from 0.75. We're going to go to 0.8. 0.8 takes us to 20. I'm just going to go straight to 20 millimeters. That should give us really enough room for it to slide over. Okay, because it was 19 and some change. Now it's going to go up to 20, which should give us some space there. When I get the logo, guys, I will get that over to you, but I'm waiting for Kenzie. Anyways, let's get some of our design stuff rolling here. Alright, so we want to do... Our thickness is 1/4 of an inch. We want it to look pretty for that. So we're gonna curve the outside edge. And so really, we don't got to do anything all that difficult. It's gonna come up... and back to the center. So we can grab the center post here, come up till we hit 90. And we can hit our dimension from here to here is 0.25 inches. That is literally the base of it. Let me refresh my email to see if I got that stuff. Not yet. Kenzie, let me know when you send it. That way I can keep an eye out for it. We're going to go ahead and grab a circle. We're going to throw the circle here. Bring it to there. Now, we need to make a line coming from the end of the circle to the end here. We need to go back and hit X to make that a construction line. We need to put a dimension on this. We want this to be about 19 millimeters. Okay? And that will help us set all of this up. Sent it as a link. Okay. Let me grab my email and find it. So what this is doing while I'm waiting for my email to reload, we are making sure that the detent that we're creating is not too crazy. This will help us better identify what's going on. So I want to make sure that I create a point, I match that there, and I use my constraint, which is coincident, for this line to there, which it already is, and same thing for that is already there. So now we can use our diameter tool, get a diameter, and that is more than adequate. Just waiting for the emails to come in. Got it. Grabbing the logos now. And then I'm going to send them to my staff so that they can convert them into what I need. Give me just a second, everybody. Okay, Kenzie, which one of these do I want? I'm seeing lots of these. I'm guessing it's the top one. Is that the style that you want? With the big, bad boy? Alright. While we're waiting for that, let's keep going. We need to make sure that we have enough thickness, right? This thing needs to be thick enough that we don't have any issues. So to do that, we're going to hit O for offset. We're going to offset in the other direction, and I'm thinking because this thing is going to get the hell beaten out of it, we want to make sure that we're giving her at least 3 millimeters. This thing is going to be a bit of a chonky boy, but we need that. Kenzie, can you measure the distance that you have between the two magnets themselves? How much distance you have there? Because I want to make sure that I don't make these too big that they don't fit. So while we're doing that, I'm going to do a line from here to there. And we are not going to constrain either of these lines. L for line, of course. Yes, L for line. We're not going to constrain. Geez, let me do a line. X for construction. Just bring it all the way up so I can make sure that everything here is coincident. Can make sure this is coincident with that, which it is. Okay, so the little line should be perpendicular to here. And then also perpendicular to here. Now, because we don't need to have a constraint on this, I mean, we can if we want. We can just hit a dimension tool. It's going to over-constrain it. I'm guessing, why are you mad? Well, doesn't matter. That is inconsequential for what we're doing. We could viably trim this as well. We're going to have to make this so there's a 1/4 inch space between them. All right, so I'm going to give you 2.5 millimeters. Grant, redo that. It is negative 2.5. And that way you should have enough space in between them because 6.7 millimeters is a 1/4 of an inch, so 2.5 will get us at 5. Gives you a little bit of wiggle room to make sure that you can get these out. Quite frankly, I'm going to go down to -2 even. Okay. And, like, literally, there's probably not much more we have to do. We're going to create a revolve. We're going to grab this. We're going to grab this and this. We're going to revolve it around the center axis. That gives us our main part now with the with this ball, basically, on the inside. We're going to create a new body out of it. I'm going to do something that I haven't shown before yet, which is a section analysis. Section analysis lets me see inside of things, so I can actually see the thickness. Because here, that's where things are going to get caught. And I don't want that to happen. And you know what? I think I have missed something. Yes, I have. So I have to make sure that the magnet actually sits in this area here. So this 6.35 actually needs to be probably 8.5 minimum. Because we want it to fit in, but if it jiggles a little bit, it's not a problem. As long as it doesn't fall off. Hey, Nadav, how you doing, buddy? We're going to come in here. We're going to make sure that we do a fillet on this edge because we want to make sure that it doesn't get stuck. We don't want hard edges. Hard edges will mean things will get stuck. That should give us enough curve. Let me go out to 1 millimeter. And so what I'm doing is I am looking at the curvature right here, this green line, and I want to make sure that it looks nice and smooth. Being smooth is what is important for this to function appropriately. I tagged the wrong person in my Discord. Alright, so we've got the fillet set where we want it. We're going to leave this, we're going to fillet this edge just a hair, like 0.25. Just a little bit. We can go up a little bit. Let's go 0.35. And this top edge here, we're going to fillet quite a bit. So maybe 0.5. Oh, no. Give me that full millimeter. And that way it doesn't catch, it doesn't hurt the hands while you're using it. So we've got that for our fillet, and we can see our body is in here. This is where your section analyses lie. I can turn that off and you go back to seeing the entire disc. But we are still concerned about what happens on the inside here. So we're making sure that we have the right diameter, we have the right height. It's going to be a tight fit, but I think it's going to work. Now, I am a little concerned about it popping off, right? Right now, if I give it a little bit of extra room, she might be able to fit her finger under it. I'm going to take this all the way to 10, and Kenzie's going to have to help me figure this out, because if I take it all the way to 10, she can push it up some and pop it off with her hand. Because my concern here is, I'm going to start putting lines in here, and those lines are going to enable it to flex. The problem is, we have to print this in a really poor orientation. The way to print this would be facing straight up and down like this. Well, as you guys know, 3D printing is weakest along the Z-axis, so along this vertical axis here. She's got nails, and she can take it off the top of the top one and off the bottom of the bottom one. I have a plan. I'm gonna give you 4 cuts in here. And so what we want to do is we want to create a sketch. And actually, I can use the original sketch. I can use this original sketch because I want to create a cut. And that cut, I want it to come in. Well, we're going to do something cool. We're going to grab a point. We're going to do a midpoint. So you just grab on the edge and you just kind of roll down until you see a triangle. There's a triangle that pops up. Little triangle next to my cursor right there. And that tells you you're at the midpoint. So once we have the midpoint, we're going to grab a line. We're going to come across. Okay. We're going to go ahead and finish that sketch. We're going to turn on the sketch so I can see that line, because that is how much of a gap I'm going to do. So we're going to revolve this and this. We're going to do it symmetric. We're going to revolve it around the center axis, but it's not going to be 360 degrees. I'm going to go, I'm figuring 10. Oh, that's way too much. Let's go 2.5. Not 250. 2.5. That's going to give us a little cut. Quite frankly, we can probably go 1 degree. Nah, let's go 2. Let's give her just a little bit. That's going to give her plenty of room to flex this thing, even if it's made out of hard plastic. Oh, Grant, you big dummy. You should have also grabbed that. And that now means we've got the cut. Are we doing things right? Ah, right. We need to move it, and we need to move it back so that the revolve occurs before... Now, see, guys, I'm going to go back and show this to you. You see how I did the revolve, but because the revolve occurs after, we still have this weird fillet that's going to pop in the way. So, we're going to grab down here at our history. We're going to roll our history. We're going to roll that piece back, and now it's gone. And what I want to do is I want to have 4 of these. So, we're going to go to Create, Pattern, Circular Pattern, and we're going to grab Features, because this is a feature. We want to do along the top axis here. And we want to do... I mean, 3 might work, but I'm figuring 4 might be better. I mean, an odd number is just cooler. Kenzie, give me a number between 1 and 5. Or 2 and 7, I don't know. Give me a number. And the process for my piece... it's going to be just like this. And for people that are wondering, I will put... I got to go to O-Light, because the lights that I have are O-Lights. So, I will tell you guys what these lights are that I'm designing for. And we're actually going to release these files to anybody that wants them. And coming soon, we're going to have a Patreon where you can actually get access to the real Fusion files versus just the STL files. And that's a pretty big deal if you're looking to make any changes for things on your own. Okay. Alright, I can't find my O-Lights. I'm gonna search for it here. Give me just a second here, guys. Interesting. I can't find them, but that's really no big deal. Kenzie says 5, so we're doing 5. There you go. So now we've got our pieces here. And, of course, again, this is done before all of that. So we got to bring this thing... I'm just going to move this out further so it's out of the way. Alright, I now have Kenzie's logo. I'm going to try it as an SVG, so we'll see if we can get that to work. So this is her logo. I need to save this as well. We're just waiting for stuff to upload. Now that we have something, we're going to grab the asset, and we're going to... Grant, you could have just done an insert SVG, you dingus. There you go. That's where I want it. And, of course, it's freaking massive. Justin, I think that worked out well, buddy. I'm going to shrink this way down. The thing with a lot of this is it's difficult to adjust the size later on. So I'm trying to make it as big as I can to get her what she wants. Okay, I think that happens to look pretty well. I might want to bump it down ever so slightly. Beautiful. Whoops, I am typing... Alright, can I grab these? I totally can. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Alright. My brother, I'm trying to make it bigger to give her what she wants. Well, story of my friggin' life, right, gentlemen? I'm just saying. Alright, let's... Hey, look, we're doing this live, okay? Sometimes things happen. We're going to kick these in ever so slightly. Maybe Negative 0.6. Oh! Alright. Those little dragon scales are gonna suck so much. Oh, it's gonna suck to print, but let's do it. Whatever, we're here, let's do it. There you go. So I'm looking at about 0.6. I probably want to go a little bit more than that. Oh, I did 0.06. Yeah, no, we'll do 0.6. That's going to give it, well, some depth. Those are really going to suck. Boy, that's really going to suck. Hey, Kenzie. What is your favorite color? And I will say, I've got some really cool colors, which you've seen before. My color changing ones. And let me go to Big Grant so you can see it. Let's bring up Big Grant here. We got the orange that when you put heat on it, Kenzie, they're either going to work or they're going to fail, and I'm just going to let them go and I can cut them off later. So you've got the orange, but when you put heat on it, it turns bright yellow. And we've got the purple that when you hold on to it, goes to pink. Well, it did. I promise it goes to pink. Where's my blowtorch? Here's my blowtorch. See, anytime you want something to happen, it involves heat. See? Goes to pink. Problem solved. I do have a really cool blue. I was actually saving it for a company project. Where is it? Where's my really cool blue? There it is. I was saving it for a company project, but you know what? It might actually be cool for this. That's not it. Where's my other blue? Give me just a second. Let me find the color. Ah, there it is. It's on the floor, you dingus. I've got a shiny silk blue. This is PLA, which is my only concern, that if it gets too hot, it's going to go poorly. It'll get soft. But I do have a light blue flex. I don't know. Kenzie, do you want like a shiny blue, a light blue, or do you want a color changing? Let me know. I'm gonna keep working on this. And actually, if we can make it happen, I am going to actually print this live for you guys right now. Let's see. I need to make sure that my Octoprint is live. That printer's not clean. I'm gonna have to go clean it real quick. But we are actually gonna print something live, and I will bring that onto the screen as I'm working. So this is gonna be cool. Let me get away from Big Grant, because Big Grant is weird. We're gonna go back to Small Grant. Surprise me, girls love shiny things. If not, that purple color changing will work. So I'm gonna I'm gonna do one of each. Because I can. And since I know and unfortunately they're both PLA. PLA has the coolest colors, although Kenzie, I'm gonna send you the color. I have some Atomic Filament Starry Night loaded in the machine, and I tell you, it's gorgeous. This is a really, really pretty color. It's a dark blue with metal flake. It is really, really pretty. I have it loaded in the machine, too. I'm actually going to start by getting this machine warmed up. So let me get this machine warmed up. And actually, I guess I can bring this on screen and show you guys. This is Octoprint. And this will allow me to control the printer. And I'll go 60 for now. And we can actually see there's crap on the printer. So give me just a second. I need to go away from Big Grant real quick. Give me just a second. I'm going to go move the stuff from the printer, and I'll wave hi to you guys. Ugh. I gotta remove the other cell phone because it was used in a Time-Lapse Tuesday video. And if you haven't seen Time-Lapse Tuesday, make sure you go watch it on the 3D Musketeers YouTube channel. Hey, while I'm at it, get subscribed, because when else am I going to do a print live in the flesh? And we're going to see if it works or not, because you guys are going to get to watch it with me. And of course, I gotta use the 1956 to make sure it works. It is ticking. The clock from 1956 that we actually use in all of our live streams, or not all of our live streams, all of our time lapses. It is actually a clock from 1956. It is fully mechanical. And there it is. So we're letting this printer go ahead and heat up. While we're doing that, we want to spray the bed down with a little bit of generic Windex. I will put it on the floor so my father doesn't yell at me because he hates the blue Windex in the shot. We're going to wipe it down Mr. Miyagi style. And Bob's, you're on to you are ready to 3D print. I'm going to go ahead and put a card in the camera. There's a DSLR camera sitting right above. And I guess I could also just have done this. Go big. No? Alright, whatever. Fine. You don't want to work for me? We're going to go back to that. We got little Grant coming back. We're here hanging out. So we've got the part. Kenzie, is there anything else that you would want to do to this? I know what send it means. Kenzie, you know my hobbies. I know what send it means. Alright, we're going to grab this part. We're going to make sure that we save it. I am incredibly concerned about that, but I think I have a way to get around it. So we're going to go ahead and right-click on 3Gun Kenzie. We're going to save as STL. Going to save that. We're going to come in here. We're going to grab Prusa Slicer. And while I'm doing that, I need to add a display capture. Right? No, I don't need to add it. This is for my Big Fusion 3. We're going to go to the 3D MPETG. Actually, we're not going to do that because this is going to be one for the next time lapse. We're going to go to the High Temp Prusa. Going to make sure that we're grabbing one of our favorite pretty PETG3 profiles and make sure that we're on the MK3 speed. We're going to go grab Kenzie's file, which is in here, God knows, somewhere. If any of you judge me, I'm out. Let the file load. Oh, Windows Explorer just crashed. That's cool. Gotta love having overclocked computers, right? Sometimes they just don't work. Oh yeah, there's no way that there's not a snowball's chance that comes out. Not a snowball's chance those little pieces come out. That's the little part right there. We're going to hit the plus symbol. Now, I'm going to preface this with that this is only because we are doing a particular print this way. These settings you should not use. All right, we're using we love gyroid. We're doing 10%, go away from adaptive cubic. We go to gyroid infill, which is still the most fun one to say. But inside of output options, we need to make sure that we turn on verbose G-code. That's what we need to have here. Apparently Discord's what? I can do browser capture. Yes. Right. Okay. Yes. Justin's making sense. We're going to do no support. We're going to bridge all this stuff. So let's take a look and see what we get here. And so I'm printing it really the only way that it can be printed. There's not many other ways that we could print this. And, oh. It's going to try. I mean, I'm going to let it try. I'm guessing this is going to be straight solid, which it totally is. Am I going to get... I'm not going to get any in here. So let's go to our layers and perimeters. We're going to go down to 2. Under the advanced tab, I'm going to mess with my first layer. I'm going to put that to 0.40. That should give us a little bit finer control over the way that things look. Alright. And if you see, it should come out looking alright. You can see the layer above it's going to be a little bit odd, but think it's going to come out okay. I should go to 0.42. You really don't... Okay, so here's the deal. The nozzle's 0.4, and you want to make sure you're at least 0.4. 0.4 would be that you're extruding a circle. 0.42 means it's a little bit wider. And everyone likes it when it's a little bit wider. Damn it, we're not going to get away from these jokes. We're just going to embrace them here. Alright, are we going to get any infill on this? Not at all. Not at all. I can reduce some of the top and bottom layers, because we don't need that many. Okay. We're looking at 55 minutes for 2, but let's say we turn it into just 1. 1 is 27. And by golly, it's 5:30, which means we've got the time. Let's send it. Alright, so first, let's, give me a few minutes to work on the... I gotta add a display capture. I want to add... I guess I can add another few... we'll just call it display capture. Oh, no, that's going to be an actual display. I want to capture a Chrome window. So, for those of you that don't know, we use OBS to stream everything, so there's my OBS. Ooh, that's a little crazy. We use OBS to stream everything. And so, I am working on trying to get the right system in place so that we can do this live. So, I probably want to do a browser... I think. Oh yeah, I could do a window capture. I'm just gonna cancel this because every time I do this, it does stuff. So I'm gonna go into BRB and I'll be right back. Alright, let's see what we're gonna do here. And I had myself muted. Don't you just love how you do things live and you forget? Anyways, we figured it out because I'm a big dummy. Yeah, I know, Allison. I'm sorry. It's fixed now. Sometimes. Gosh. Thanks, guys. I'm not an expert at this. Someone give me a break over here. So now you guys should be able to see this is actually what the printer sees. And this is where we're actually going to print Kenzie's part live, as we're working on other parts. So we're going to get this rolling so you guys can watch it. We're going to come back over to Prusa Slicer here, and we're going to hit this button. This button will send it to the printer. This is only if you use Octoprint. Don't do this if you're not using Octoprint, because it's going to mess stuff up. Alright, now we just wait for the printer to come to temp, and everything will be happy. I will let you guys know when I hear it starting. But we are going to go back to Fusion, and we're going to work on my part. So for that... No, we want to move this grant. We'll move it there. I don't know. Good enough. Good enough. We'll move it there. So we got 3-gun Kenzie. We're going to give it a shot. And for those that are just joining us, make sure you hit subscribe. Leave us a like on the video. We are designing parts live. I guess I am told that I can make this smaller. I'll make it my size. Grant size. Hooray. And I'm told to put it in the top right. This is... I'm just listening to my staff at this point. Grant doesn't know what he's doing 95% of the time. He wants... Oh god, don't do that. This. He wanted this in the top right. Sure. Works for me. Alright, let me know in the comments. Do you want it in the top left or the top right? Jeez. Alright. Kenzie's part is doing its thing. It is heating up. It is at 80 degrees centigrade. It needs to get to 85. And we're going to make it out of some beautiful atomic PETG Starry Night. I left my cell phone over there. I will be right back to go get my cell phone. Because I need to turn on... I need to turn on the printer support light. And the printer support light is what allows us to get better time lapses. If you guys just saw a light turned on. Not only can I control the lights above the machine, which are those, I can also control an auxiliary light, which is made for getting better pictures. Kenzie says right, so we're leaving it in the right. All right, we're going to bring Grant back up. Little Grant, not big Grant. Little Grant. Little Grant. Hi, Little Grant. How you doing today? Yes, your back hurts and you spent 4 hours getting zapped. It was fun and you hated it. Yeah, I had an EMG nerve test yesterday, and for anyone that needs one of those, good Lord have mercy, good luck and Godspeed. Unless you like being shocked, because if you do, you're going to love it. It was not fun. They first zap you with a gun on all your nerves to make sure your nerves work. Then they poked you with needles and try to find the nerves with needles. And let me tell you, you know when they find them. And then they actually listen to the nerves firing. That part was cool. But the rest of it was terrible. Cannot recommend. 0 out of 10, 1 out of 10 with rice. We're going to go ahead and do a new design because we're done with this. We got this thing in Prusa Slicer. Where's Prusa Slicer? There it is. We got this thing in Prusa Slicer. It's reasonably happy. That's the only little thing I'm concerned about. It's probably not going to print, and it's not going to get in the way. So I'm not going to worry about it. Also, for those that are wondering, we got up here, these are what everything is. So we have bridge right here. Bridge is where the machine goes a lot slower. Here, I will go down to more bridge. So that's bridge. And one line of gyroid infill. Gyroid infill is just so fun. Anyways, let's do part for Grant. So we're going to do a new design. I'm trying to find the O-lights that I bought, but I can't find them. Because if I can find the right lights that I did buy, that should be useful for us. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to find some stuff, and I didn't think this was going to happen so quickly. Oh, it's a through night. It wasn't an O light. No wonder I couldn't find it in my email. Yep, there it is. It's a through night. All right. And I know through night doesn't make great lights. These were incredibly cheap, and I use them basically every damn day. So I'm going to sign in, and I'm going to tell you guys what model numbers they are, and I will post them in the chat. Can I not? Okay. Give me just a second. Dang it. Okay, it's a W1. That's what they call it. W1. And a H01. Okay, so I'm going to bring the lights on the screen here. Actually, I'm going to put the link in chat. That is the lights I'm going to be building stuff for. So, for those that are just watching the stream, it's these, this, and this. I like the orange, didn't like the camo. Gonna end up dying the camo. Anyways, we are going to go ahead and make parts for that. All right, let's get some measurements. So we got to grab our calipers, and again, digital calipers are nice and cheap on Amazon. You can get them for like less than 20 bucks. And if you guys do decide to go on and try to find some, in the description of this video will be an Amazon affiliate link, and that way we can make just a little bit of money from you shopping. So if we look at this light focus, it's got an in cut here, right there. So there's a cut right there. Okay, that is where the tail cap is going to go. That's actually where the clip goes, the pocket clip. So, well, a better idea. We're gonna make it so it grabs onto. There's a fillet right there. We're gonna have it grab onto that fillet. So we got to make some designs. So we need to know that this thing is. It's about 14 millimeters, so let's grab a sketch. We're going to do it the same way that we did Kenzie's. We're going to do it from the side. It is 14 millimeters tall, so we're going to go ahead and do a line, and we'll do it at 14. Ow. The other problem with lights with magnets on, they stick to your dang calipers. So getting a dimension is a pain in the ass. It is 20 millimeters in diameter. So we're going to come off of here, go out to 20. There we go. And apparently it is printing. Yes, it is printing. Look at that. Hey, look at that. Look at it go. Is it working, though? That's really the question. Who knows? We're going to find out. But there you go, live printing on a live stream. And it even also shows you the temperatures, so this is weird. My mouse won't show up on any of it because, man, I don't know. It's cool though, isn't it? Isn't that cool to see it happen live? And it's actually going to be time-lapsing it, so we'll be able to see it. And I'm going to wait to see when it moves over. Give me just a second, because it's going to move over and take a photo. At least I hope it does. You gonna do it? You gonna do it? Please? Please? No? Alright, well, you'll see when it moves over. When it moves over to the, would be the right side of the printer, the side of the clock, that's when it's actually taking a photo, and you might be able to hear it in my audio when it does do that. So I want to make that go back and nice and small again. That's probably fine. Alright, so we've got... It's a 20mm diameter tail cap, and we want to get pretty darn close to that. There's also a lanyard. There it is. It just took a photo. I heard that on my side. So it's got a hole for a lanyard, and that's where I would also put the pocket clip. So we're actually going to leave a bit of a section open on this, and that's actually how it's going to get onto the unit. So, let's do this thing. Alright, we need to go at least 14. We need to go 20. We need to go 20 out, which actually means we need to go 10 out. Because it needs to rotate to 20. Because we want to give it a little bit of room, we're going to go to 11. We're going to bring a line down here. We're going to do an LX to give us a construction line to go out this way. Another one come up this way. This music is ridiculous. Can someone give me something good? That's what I'm talking about. Alright. Alright, back to this. We get our construction line set. Once we have our construction line set, we need to make some walls. So we're going to make some walls here. That was actually still a construction line. And if you accidentally make a construction line, all you got to do is hit L. No, Grant, you dingus. You hit X, not L. X. This line here is superfluous, and I can get rid of it. And I want 14, so we probably actually want to go to 15. Right? Yeah. So we are going to do an offset again. Same deal here. Get rid of that. I think 1.5 is more than enough for this. These don't see a lot of load, so I'm not too worried. Going to close it. Close it. Now, we've got this fillet here. I can't easily measure it, but I can assume that it's flat. Or I can assume that it is smooth. If I can assume that the fillet is smooth, and I'm going to go to Big Grant real quick. If I can assume that this fillet is smooth, I can actually figure out how big it is. So we can come here, use the back end of our caliper. .7mm. So that's what I'm guessing it is. Dad's RC Workbench says drool, a Prusa running. So if I had two Prusas running in the background, is that a double drool? Is that good for at least a like on the video? Can I get some extra likes, please? How's it going, Southern Scrapbooking and Crafts? I really got to get a better name to call you, because that one is just a mouthful. Anyways, guys, I hope everyone's hanging out here, enjoying their time at 3D Musketeers YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed, I know most of you all that are hanging out here are subscribed, but if you aren't subscribed, make sure to get subscribed. Leave us a like. Since I'm told that's 0.7, we're going to do a circle here. And if I can do this right, we want the entire diameter to be 1.4. That should match it. Should. You don't need to do another account. Just tell me a better name to call you by. I'm hearing noises and I don't know what printer it's from. So I'm like a little like head on a swivel over here. I'm just gonna call you Southern Scrapbooking. I don't know. Anyways, guys, let's jump back into this. So that's our piece. We have a flat tail cap. That should be all that we need here. Oh, that's right. Hey, Kelly. You know, Dad's RC Workbench, I don't know how to do ats on that either. So we're going to do another Revolve here. Again, guys, I said they were going to be two very similar things, but I said, oh, what the hell, we're here. Let's just friggin' do it. We gotta do 360. And if I did that right, it should match. If I didn't do it right, I'll just reprint it and pretend like I did it right the first time. Alrighty, let's... We want to do another, what is it called? Section analysis. Same deal right in the middle. Now, because we have a fillet, that should meet the fillet. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that it meets the fillet. Now, technically, I could cut this off at half, but this will at least allow it to bend out and flex. So I'm going to grab the light again. We've got this lanyard section, and I want to measure the width of it. It is 13 millimeters wide. So, now I have to come back. Need to do another revolve. We're going to grab that same profile, exactly what we did with Kenzie's part. Okay. Oh, Grant, but you didn't come back in here. So, actually, I'm going to have it go basically... Yeah, it needs to go basically all the way up. I'm going to put it just a arbitrary number down. Because, if we look, there is just a hair worth of space. So I'm going to figure out what that space is using my caliper. It is literally 1 millimeter. So we'll come down 1 millimeter. And to do that, we're going to hit the dimension tool to this up here. We want this to be, I don't know, 0.75 millimeters. That was a noise. Oh. I think it's the person that's printing a white part, because that white part is 0.8 of a millimeter thick. So, yeah, that's the kind of stuff that happens when you print really thin parts. They make noises that make you think that someone is trying to break into your house. TLDR. Alright, so I'm going to go symmetric. I'm going to do it as a cut. Axis is going to be this. It is not going to be 360. I think if we do 15... Wait, I said symmetric, guys. Guys, I said symmetric. Two sides. Symmetric. There we go. That's the weird things about Fusion, man. I told it to do something and it didn't do it. I'm going to move this just a hair smaller so you guys can see what I'm doing. Actually, I think John was right. This corner is going to be a little bit easier. You'll miss out on the bodies, but the bodies aren't all that big of a deal, and I can keep it a little bit bigger for you. Sounds good to me. Call me anything but late to supper. I feel that in my soul. We probably need to go to... And we can cheat, but I'm just going to go to 20. All I got to do is just grab this line here and this line here and hold the shift key. That's only 7 millimeters. So, I probably need to go, like, 35. Because, again, I want it so that the lanyard doesn't get caught in anything. That's 12. Jeez. Alright, I'm just going to do the full 45. Nope. 45. Then when we get rid of the analysis, we've got the rest of our tail cap. Fillets for friggin' days. That's right, Dad's RC Workbench. That's what we love to do, is fillets for days. Fillets for days. Now, this should give us enough room for not only the tail cap, but also for the, not tail cap, for the lanyard, but also for the pocket clip. Now, I do know the pocket clip has a flare on it. I will have to deal with that another day because I don't have the size for it. But yeah, that one's done too. Done and friggin' done, man. Right on time for an hour, too. Let's see where we're at with this. Isn't that just cool? Here, I'm going to turn off my camera. And I'm going to walk over there, or stumble over there, really. And I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a better sneak peek as to what's going on. I'm going to pick you up. I'm going to move you in so you can see. Isn't that just cool? that just cool? So we use this to just kind of monitor our printers and just make sure that, you know, yes, we're able to see them as they're running. But yes, this is literally a live feed. You can see the live time. You can see my hand in the frame. And then you can just see it go and take a photo. That was the so that was the machine parking, it taking a photo, and because this is in the background too, that gets us the background with the clock. So this is what's called Octolapse that makes all this possible. So, pretty freaking cool, right? The overlay. So Dad's RC Workbench, that is not an overlay. That is actually from Octoprint. I am streaming this live. There's a Raspberry Pi. Here, I'll show you the Raspberry Pi. It's a Raspberry Pi right here. This Raspberry Pi is what is controlling this camera, you guys, and the printer. So this is Octoprint that we're running. Pretty cool. And I'm just checking to make sure all my other machines are happy. We are varying levels of pissed off, but that is okie dokie. How are you doing? You're doing good? All right. We're going to get back at it. Yeah. Yeah, that overlay that you see, that's literally from Octolapse. So what I'll do, I'll shrink this. I'm going to pull up actual Octolapse, like what I actually see. So when I'm watching Octolapse, this is normally what you would see. Hello? It's not letting me change. I'm betting it's because I'm streaming. I guess that makes sense. Okay, whatever. I thought I'd be able to change it, but I guess I can't. Oh well. But yeah. It shows us all the parameters about the machines. And yes, I talk to all the machines. However, my varying level of love for them changes as they hate me. That was like a perfect bring in Big Grant. I was waiting for that. Sorry. But yeah. Here you guys go. 3D printer live in action. It's going to be taking a lot of photos right now because it's a really tall print. Yeah, this is my part. We did the one for Kenzie earlier. Because it's so small, her logo may not come out, which is unfortunate. So you know what? I want to do a different... I'm going to do it. I'm going to change things. I'm going to do things differently. I'm just going to I'm going to re-add... I'm going to re-add an SVG. Because I'm thinking that I want it to just be the dragon and not the rest of it. Because that's how big... Oh, I gotta... Grant, you gotta make your damn thing smaller. Jeez. I'm gonna make this a lot smaller so we can work with it. But I figure if she had to choose, if we could give her just... this big dragon breathing fire, she might say that is cool. She was gonna suggest that. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I know what I can do. I'm gonna do that. It's gonna hate me for just a second. Alright, I gotta turn the body off or it's really gonna mess with me. Alright, can I, nope, that's the wrong way. Oh, let's see. So I'm just trying to mess with the history to get this to what I want to do. So I'm going to mess with your logo just a bit. I want to put Kenzie under it. Or not. I guess it really doesn't matter all that much. Oh, you know, I totally forgot. I forgot and I should have done something. I neglected the fillet that we had. I neglected the fillet. You did the one thing you should never do is you should never neglect a fillet. So yeah, we'll put the big dragon head in there. As big as we can freaking make it. Alright, let's see. Oh, oh, okay, I see. I wasn't exactly paying attention to it earlier, but now I am. So it's styled like a 1911. That's what's going on. Okay. Alright. I got this. Alright, so we're gonna suppress. I'm gonna finish the sketch. You neglect your houseplants, you don't neglect the fillet. I mean, you shouldn't neglect your fillet. You shouldn't neglect your houseplants either. Now, it's easy for us to iterate because all I have to do is right-click on this and hit suppress. Suppress means it goes bye-bye. So now I can come here and I can do another extrude. I can grab this, and I can do negative 0.6. There you go. I really wanted to put 3-Gun Kenzie down there. Oh, it's a 2011. Okay. I didn't know. So let's actually, we're going to save this. Save as. Actually, no. I want to create a component from the body. No, I don't. Before we do that... Alright, one of my prints is done! Print up there is done. That thing's been giving me grief all day. I didn't think that it was going to finish with the filament that it had. Oh, let's see. I want to copy the body. And I'm going to leave it right there. I'm going to unsuppress that. I'm going to do that. Then this extrude, I'm going to have it touch body 2 instead of body 1. Oh, that extrude got things mad. I can add my own text, but when you are dealing with somebody else's work, you don't want to do it. Like, you don't want to do something that's going to piss off other people, you know? Oh. When I copied the body after I did that. Okay. Oh, it's gonna get mad. Oh, we're getting mad, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting mad. And it's gonna be like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. That's because this is bad. Your second extrude is bad. So let's fix that. We're gonna do that only on body 2. You're telling me there is no target body to intersect. Alright, so we're gonna do this my way. Oh, excuse me. You know what's bad when you have a bad back? Sneezing. It really sucks to sneeze with a bad back. Like, really sucks to sneeze with a bad back. Why did Sketch 3 pull all that crap? Thank you. Alright, I'm gonna redo sketch. I'm gonna redo this sketch too. Alright, we're gonna redo another sketch. We're gonna reinsert the SVG. And since we have body 1 already done, we're just gonna put this only on body 2. Let's do it. Make it big enough so everything is in the middle, just like that. I could move the 3-gun in Kenzie, but she's got a lot of time in that logo, and I don't want, it's not my position to mess with it, right? You know, people's logos are their brand, and if anyone knows brand and marketing very well, it's Kenzie, and so I don't want to mess with that. And so I know that her icon being the fire-breathing 2011 is totally fine if that's the only thing that we use. One, because she told me, and two, because it is her icon mark. So in terms of marketing, it should be fine. I did it again. I did it 0.06 instead of 0.6. I don't know if this is going to be any easier to print, but we're going to find out. So we've got that one, we've got that one, and now what we can do is we can hit move. We can move it, and there you go. So there are the two. I don't know if that's any bigger, but let's give it a shot. Let's save as STL. Now it's going to try to save his body too, and I'm not going to do that. Since we already know, we're going to call it 3-gun Kenzie. I'm going to call it Rev 2, because it's revision 2. So proud of me, yeah. I've paid a non-trivial amount of money to learn those lessons, and it wasn't... You taught it to me the easiest, but the hardest way was with Thomas, my branding guy. Oh, right, and now because my Windows Explorer crashed, I gotta go back to all my downloads. Nope, those are 3DM logos. We don't need those. We want to go here, all the way to the bottom. I don't want to talk about it. We're going to use this tool here, which is place on face. And we can see, yep, that should be fine. I'm just going to slice it. See how she looks. Yeah, scales still aren't coming out. But that might look cooler overall. Once this is done printing, I'll take a look and see how it looks. It takes a little bit longer because of the filming. So it looks like... Is it going to tell me inside of Octoprint? Yeah, it's got 5 minutes left. It's been printing for 31 minutes. Yeah, Octoprint's great. Especially if you only have a couple of printers. When you have a bunch of printers like we do, honestly, it's way too much work. Like, way more work than I want to put into it. I'm going to put this back to 0.45 because I think it's going to bother me if I don't. But you can run multiple printers off of one Raspberry Pi, but you have to be really careful. Oh, I know what that is. That's freaking elephant's foot compensation. Yeah, it is. Get the heck out of here. That's why it was looking weird. And so you won't notice this. These layers are 0.2 millimeters thick. They're 2 human hairs thick. But yeah, see, the G in gun doesn't come out right, does it? Well, you'll know what it is, but it doesn't look right. And so to handle that, sometimes you would add in what's called XY compensation. Now, back in the day, in some of the other programs, we called it horizontal size compensation. And what we're doing is we're just kind of, we're blowing it up ever so slightly until we can get the lines that we're looking for. The problem is things like E's can get to a point where they turn into an A or an O. So we're at 0.05. If we go to 0.1, I bet that's going to be too much. But we'll try it. Yeah, see how it... There's not really a G there. And it's a font thing, right? That is actually why 3D Musketeers uses Ossifont. It is not only an open source font, but it is also a font that was designed for laser cutting and 3D printing. It was designed for all of this. And my phone is ringing. Who's calling me? One of my buddies from Swing Dancing is calling me. I'm on a live stream, Colin! Come on, man. I'm on a live stream. Anyway, I'll call him back. Anyways, guys, if you're just joining us, we made some awesome parts for Kenzie of 3 Gun Kenzie, and we made some cool parts for the shop, just some caps for some through night lights. Just making sure that there are no comments on my live video. Okay. So he's not like calling me because something's going wrong. Sometimes people call my phone because things are going wrong. But yeah, man. I'm really happy with this. This part, it's getting there. So if we look where it's at, it's basically getting right to where the fillet is. And this is the cool thing about 3D printing. We can iterate so friggin' fast. Like literally, to do the pair, it's 55 minutes. Now, mind you, all the pictures add, so every single layer that we have, it adds at least 3 seconds. So we currently have 60 layers. So it's gonna add at least like 3 minutes to it. Things you don't think about. It's weird, weird, weird stuff. Just kind of waiting for that print to finish. Hey, we got an AMA. Kind of ask me whatever you guys want while we're waiting for the print to finish, because I want to be able to show it off live. So, as we're hanging out watching, what do you want to know about 3D Musketeers? Talk to me. What can I do? Answer some of your questions about the in and outs of running a prototyping business, because it's a little bit weird. It's a little bit weird. Nobody? Man, I would have thought that someone's going to come up with a weird question, but fine. No questions, no answers. Oh, man. What I can tell you is don't hurt your damn backs. I have actual nerve damage at 31 years old. That ain't easy to deal with, man. Not easy to deal with. But we're gonna get through it, as you always do. Like the military says, improvise, adapt, and overcome. That's actually why I'm doing a lot more of the YouTube channel. How did I injure it? I injured it on a previous day job, moving a 1,600-pound lathe, among many other machine equipment. So, work-related injury. Yeah, so I have herniations, L4, L5, and L5S1. The premium damage for the nerves. Oh, ha. So you're going to hear some snap, crackle, and popping in the background. It could be the printer, it could be the pictures, it could be the printer that's up there. As the part cools, it shrinks a little bit and it pops off the bed violently. But yeah, so I've got nerve damage L5S1, which that's lower lumbar for everybody. And I haven't gotten a good enough CT scan to 3D print my own spine, because I would love to do that. Not only just so I can, like, it hurts right friggin' here, doc. But I think it would also be a really funny joke when people try to negotiate with me. I can just take out my spine and set it on the table and said, I have printed my spine. You are not taking it away from me. You know, or, you know, dumb wedding invitations as a joke, even though I'll get hit for it. But, you know, is what it is. But yeah, I got the injury occurred April 9th of 2020. I've been living with this pain ever since. And I'll tell you, even in literally one of the best desk chairs on the market, the Herman Miller Aran, it is still problematic. And I'm not complaining. Like, please don't take this as complaining. It's just, it's life-changing, right? And kind of everything that comes along with it. It's why we decided to do more YouTube, because I can't be as active working on printers. I can't build stuff. Like the build that we're going to be doing for the cages, for the machines that we did, is that last week or the week prior? It's pain in the ass, because all that walking is really, really tough for me. So, is what it is. Improvising, adapting, and overcoming. Also, I found like what is the perfect blue for 30 Musketeers. The print's done? Oh yeah, print's done. Thanks, Justin. He's like, Grant, shut the hell up and go get the damn print. Alright, let me go get the print. I'll be right back. Your mic is still hot. Alright. Hi, everybody. Grant here. So the fun thing about these Flex Steel sheets... Oh, it's so hot. I gotta let it cool down. Let me cool it down and I'll pop it off on camera. I don't know who Rico McTaco is, but how you doing? I don't think I've seen you in any of our comments, so I'm gonna do the, hey, if you're not subscribed, get subscribed, because we do these live streams every single week. This build plate is really hot. Screw it. I'm gonna turn off Octoprint. Now I'm gonna bring up Big Grant. Give me just a second here. I'm gonna do that. We're gonna bring up browser, can go above there. Is now Big Grant. Oh, look, I can. So I've got the build plate right here in my hands. And one of the things that is recently became a, I don't know the right term, like a point of topic for people are flexible steel sheets, because flexible steel sheets, that's it. And the part is off the bed. Honestly, it came out way better than I expected. When I saw how tiny the part was, I'm like, so I gotta clean up just a little bit. We end up with some stringing as a result of the filming process. That's no big deal. Quick little cut. Quick little hit with the blowtorch. Although, I'm not going to use the big one. I'll use a micro torch. No, I'm going to use the big one. It's going to bother me. You got to show perfect prints on camera, right? Here. I've done this so many times, I'm just used to using a blowtorch incredibly close to my hands. Hey, Rico. How you doing? Oh, cool, man. Hey, what do you have? What are you 3D printing? Talk to me about that. So there you go. There's the Grant. Just, I'm going to turn off the printer because I'm going to, oh God, my hair is so long. All right. So there's the part. Focus. Look at that part. Look at the color. You see, it's like it's a blue with a metal flake, but even further, it's not great, but you can definitely tell it says 3-gun something. So cool. I have one too. I'm missing something about I have one too. Kenzie, you said I have one too. I don't know what you're referencing. AE says, unless you're printing in TPU where the print can flex with the plate and laugh at your face at your puny efforts to remove it from the plate. Oh, blowtorch. Ah, yes, these things are great. These things are so great. And the tanks are like $4. And the ones that auto light are the best. I don't like the ones where you gotta use a lighter. These are just great. Great for starting campfires too. And they you can get adapters to fit them onto the campfire style ones. AE says, yes, it is tough. So, AE, the really easy way for TPU is to actually use a textured build plate. And it's like the only time when I ever recommend the stock Prusa textured build plates, because otherwise I hate them, and they don't work well. To me. Now, their satin build sheets, ooh man, those are so nice. Yes, but with silversmithing, you're using MAP gas. You're not using propane, right? I'm using propane, which should top out at about 1500 degrees. But, yeah, there you go. There's the part that we literally just designed, and we 3D printed it. Come on. And, you know, it's funny. I like textured sheets, but I just find they don't grip anywhere near as well as the regular sheets do. This is one of the regular sheets from Prusa. I don't know. I find the textured sheet has a tendency for stuff to warp and peel. Yeah, this is cool. I'm so glad that we could do this for you. Now I have to send it to you, and we have to make sure it fits. Because the next problem is dealing with the fitment. So if we look here, it's got some flex to it, which is good, because that should allow you to pull it off without it becoming a problem. Justin says he loves his textured sheet. Don't be mean to it. It grips so much better. Hey, to each their own, right? I'm not here to tell you what to do with your life. I have no idea what gas... Oh, probably should know, though. Yeah, that's fair. I have 2 Z heights for the texture and smooth, and that is really awesome. Prusa printers allow you to have adjustable profiles. So I can say, all right, I'm using my regular flex sheet. I've got one for a generic sheet. I've got ones for their textured sheets. Can I scoot back and get a textured sheet? Let me see if I can scoot back and get a textured sheet. Hold on. Oh, it's a disaster. Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay, back. So, I'll show up the 2 of the sheets that I have available. So, this is your standard PEI build plate. This is textured. It's all about ASMR 3D printing, right? Once I finally scraped my first TPU print off the plate, I used glue stick at the base of the necks, and it came off much easier. Yes! So back in the day, we used to use glue stick as a means of actually sticking prints to the printers, because we didn't have great heated build plates. Now that we have great build plates, we can actually use... Why are you making those noises? We can actually use the glue stick as a means of removal. So... Actually, here, I will pan up to it. Maybe we'll be able to see into the printer. And zoom. Okay. So that's our Fusion 3 F410. It's got a safety dinosaur on it for safety. But the white part... where's my hand? Where's my hand? Where's my hand? There's my hand. So that white part, it's printed on glass. Glass... Well, wrong way, Grant. Glass is great to print on until it comes time to remove stuff from it. Glass really, really sucks to remove stuff from. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my camera set up. Should be good enough. Daz RC, why do you have issues with PET? PET, and the part I just made, this is PET. This is Atomic Filaments Starry Night PETG, by the way, if anybody wants to get some. Highly recommended. I love this. It is my favorite color. Actually... When one of our cats passed, we had an outdoor cat. Her name was Audrey 2, and if you get that reference, cool. If you don't, I'm not going to explain it to you. But her favorite place is always among the plants, and I said, well, I'm in 3D printing, so what do you naturally do? You 3D print the urn. So we actually 3D printed the urn for Audrey 2, and she is in her favorite cat bed out back amongst the plants where she belongs. So, and it was done out of this color, the Atomic Filament Starry Night. This is my favorite color. Out of all the colors we've ever printed, the Starry Night is my favorite color, because it is mildly translucent. I guess you guys can't easily see that. I can. Because I've got... Oh, hey, I know what I can do. I've got bright lights. It's mildly translucent, so light will pass through it. And that means when it gets out into the sun... I'm making my own sun here. Whatever. It shines crazy bright, crazy bright. Yes, feed me, Seymour. That is right. So he said it sticks too good to the Ender 3 stock textured build plate. Try raising your Z height ever so slightly. So whatever you're at, add maybe 0.05 millimeters or 0.1. That should get you to where you need to be. But yeah, TPU sucks to print on smooth sheets. Textured sheets, though, all day, every friggin' day. Kenzie, what I'm going to do is I'm going to print one out of TPU as well. We can't time-lapse TPU. That printer doesn't like TPU, but the one next to it, that one, loves TPU. And I will do some of these in TPU. I'm gonna do one of the other logo as well, and we'll get these shipped out to you so you can take a look at them. Hopefully, theoretically, I have them out by the end of the week. What is it? Wednesday? I can have these out by the end of the week. We'll have them out by the end of the week. Hopefully, we can get them in your hands for your next competition. Should be a lot of fun. Anyways, any final questions before we call this? I guess I can go back and say, yep, there's the printer hanging out. Anything else before we call this one a wrap, everybody? I thought this was pretty productive. Let me know what you think in the comments. We are going to start a Patreon. So if you guys want to be able to support us and you don't want to be buying prints because you're buying your own printers, you can support one of your favorite content creators, this guy over here, through Patreon. We're going to have tiers as low as $1, funny tiers like Tree Fitty, and even some crazy ones where you will be able to meet with me one-on-one every single month so I can help you with whatever you need. There'll be a Discord that you guys will be able to join. That way you can interact with myself and some of the team on a daily basis and hang out with us. Even ones where at the end of our regular videos, we're going to try to do live streams, but they're going to be private live streams. So only if you're in the Patreon can you access all of this. So yeah. She'll pay for faster shipping. I can use these in my next 2 3-gun matches. I leave next Friday. Kenzie, you're not that far from me. I can send it cheap shipping and it'll be easily to you by Friday. Oh, but that's right. We probably want to make sure we have enough time to iterate. So yeah, I'll get these out priority. Yeah, that was actually, so thank Justin for that. It was Justin's idea for me to print it live. And he walked me through how to add it all up. You're in Tennessee? I thought you were in Tallahassee. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, we'll send them priority mail. It's no big deal. Get to you wherever you are in 2 days. Or overnight. Yeah, I'm not shipping a lot of stuff these days. The parts right back here are for a client who was local and they choose to Uber the stuff. One day I will be able to tell the story of this client. I love them. They are one of my favorite clients. But, like, they Uber things to me because it's faster. They care so much about time that they use Ubers instead of sending their own staff, which I think is hilarious. But it's a wonderful use of that, of Uber, and it allows an Uber driver to have a ride without awkward conversations. But I'll tell you, every time I hand them 3D printed parts, and they're like, "Are you getting in?" I am not getting in the car. Really? I'm like, "Look, I'm making this easier for you." And they're like, "Okay." And they start the thing and they go away. It's hilarious every time. It never gets old. But, yeah, I think the Patreon's going to be a fun way for you guys to interact with us. Yeah. Can't be cheap. No, it's not cheap. It is not cheap, but I will tell you it is cheaper than them sending in a staff member round trip. That's the big deal. The big deal is not just time, but it's the cost of that time. And I think it's $50 or $60 to get something Ubered from where I am to where they are. That's really not that big of a deal overall. And they can get it same day rather than next day. And for them, time is money, right? It's a packaging thing. That's all I'm going to tell you about it. But, yeah, Patreon's coming down the tubes. We are hoping to have it live. My preference would be by Monday, but realistically, probably by the 15th of the month. Oh, right, yes, yeah, it'd be a little bit more to Tennessee, but I thought she was in Tallahassee, which is like, I don't know, 2 hours from me. Yeah, there are no Ubers out by where we are. We're in the middle of nowhere, Florida. So, like, the closest Ubers are normally, like, 30 minutes away to get here, then they go to the client. But, yeah, I think it's a really cool prospect, and we've actually used it before to get parts to our staff members when they need them. I think it's a great method, and as long as Uber wants to play by the rules, I'm happy with it. But, yeah, that's really it for me. Keep an eye out for the Patreon. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the YouTube channel, of course. Victoria did not grace us with her presence today. She has been enjoying her little doll bed, looking out the window and trying to attack birds. And Greenfield is on the floor because Victoria got jealous and I am way too injured to pick Greenfield up, so maybe I can have one of my assistants help me out with that one day. Probably better 3/4, and she's not an assistant. She is quite literally the better 3/4. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. Stay safe out there. Don't forget to call your loved ones, and as always, keep making awesome. We'll see you in the next one, and hey, don't forget, send me your ideas so we can make them on the next stream. We make these totally live, totally free, and it's a great way for me to get, connect with you guys. And Rico, if you have any questions about the machines or anything, let me know. And if there's any videos you want to see as well, let me know. This is not a one-way street, man. This is a two-way conversation. Anyways, we'll see you all in the next one. We've got, what's coming out tomorrow? We got a time-lapse coming out tomorrow. Friday, I think CAD Lingo's coming out on Friday. So if you are wondering when he's talking about fillets, I wish I was talking about steaks, but I'm not. That video is coming out on Friday, so make sure you get subscribed. I think it's coming out on Friday. I don't know. There's a big video coming out on Friday. Next week, we're going to be starting the whole series on slicers, why we like them, and why you should too. So get subscribed, leave us a like, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care. Man, I was gonna turn off the stream, and then I realized that a song that wasn't Crab Rave started, and I feel like my staff would yell at me, so we'll fade out of this one and into Crab Rave because we can.